Okay, there we go. We're back. For some reason, we've had a couple of issues with OBS resetting all of my settings. Of course it has. Welcome back, folks. Good to have you all here. We are at Memphis today, and AMSIM and BM World's Memphis airport scenery to begin our journey. The home of FedEx as well, massive cargo ops area. And we're going to be heading up to Portland Jetport in the Leonardo Maddog, an aircraft that I struggle to fly every time we get in. But I hope you guys are well. Thanks for joining us, and those of you flying along, hopefully you guys are going to have some good fun today as well. And I'm hoping for a better touchdown than we had yesterday in Paro. Zato, Mike, welcome guys. Ian, good evening to you. And Altrius, Badger, Brian, Tim, hello guys. Cornelius, MPS Gaming, welcome. Fritz, good morning to you. Carlito, Mike, Rab, David, hello folks. Lazaros, Kalispera. Here we are in the new Osprey Airways Maddog livery. AeroDesigns has been painting it. It's going to be uploaded over the next hopefully day or two to flightsim.to so that you guys can all enjoy it as well, for those of you who have the Maddog for Microsoft Flight Simulator. Loading passengers. We're pretty heavy. We need to tweak some of the data as well, actually, inside the aeroplane, because our zero fuel weight is actually very heavy for today, and it's therefore affected our initially filed cruise control. Doc's at a night market with the music's very loud. He can't hear the stream, but he's tuned in anyway to say hello, saying hopefully you guys can all enjoy the flight. Don't forget to click like and subscribe for more epic streams. It's like Doc is like a human version of ChatGPT. Into the flight deck. We do need to change some of the data here. Max altitude, flight level 321. We need to kind of twiggle around with this EFB a little bit. It's not in that one, is it? It's weight and balance. There we go. So just slight changes there. And because of that, I need to change some of our data as well. 54, 54.7, takeoff weight 65.3. Takeoff weight's shifted now to 11.9 and 8.1. So we are quite heavy today. And with that, we should run the performance data as well. I think we're expecting runways 36, to be fair. Hello, AR Simulations, welcome. Automated, good morning. Dorman, hello as well. Mike Oliver, hello, flying along offline today. David A, good morning to you. Beautiful day in Memphis indeed. Right, what have we got? So, runway 36 left. We're kind of guessing one of them. It's 36 left, centre or right for departures. Takeoff weight 65,300 kilograms, and by running that we can see here that we've got this performance calculated for us to use. And we're really heavy. Initially we'd filed for flight level 390, I think it was. We're going to struggle to get beyond flight level 320 until we've burnt some fuel off, so I'm filing again now, just now, for flight level 330. Hopefully that works. It says flight plan filed. Memphis Tower 11907. This is always a little bit of a headache when I fly this aeroplane, because I do struggle with it. 29, Doc's saying. So, what have we got? Takeoff. Air temperature's 1 degrees, and we had the V1 speeds here, so 145, 149, 158, while the punters are jumping in the back. 145. 149. So this is, I still think, actually the most expensive aircraft add-on for Microsoft Flight Simulator. It's around about £100 to purchase this. One of the issues that we have is the poor textures and some of the weak sounds. But the simulation itself is incredibly in-depth and very, very nicely detailed. And it's very hard to fly as well at times. Certainly if you don't pay attention and miss bits or let the aeroplane get ahead of you, then it all goes wrong fairly quickly. So departure I've left blank at the moment because we don't know really what we're going to be doing just yet. Cruise, altitude, we need to rechange that to flight level 330. There we are. It's going to continue to tell us that we can't achieve that, but that's fine. Lovely. Let's get our clearance, shall we? So we're on 119. We don't have a Memphis. Oh, we do have a Memphis ATIS now. Information November. Yeah, wind's calm. 0 degrees at 0 knots. QNH was 3019 now. So we'll change the manual displays like so. And we need to basically work out from the controller what runway we're going to have for departure. And to confirm that we're going to be using the Jenny 7 departure out of Memphis here today. 11907. It would help if I tuned the right comm stack. There we go. 11907 and then Memphis Center 13365. If you are controllers watching today, do bear with us. I am not the best at flying this, but I do try. We'll leave it at that. 13365, 11907, and it's info November. We're at stand Charlie. Okay, 31. Memphis Tower, good morning. Osprey 165 and MD82 stand Charlie 31 with information November, altimeter 3019 and request clearance to Portland Jetport, please.
And Osprey 165, you're cleared to Portland via the Jenny 7.
Where's he gone?
And Osprey 165, you're cleared to Portland via the Jenny 7 NUYID transition to missile, climb maintain 5,000, expect flight level 39010 minutes after departure. Departure frequency today is going to be 133.65 and squawk 0701.
0701. Cleared Portland, Jenny 7 departure, NUYID transition. Initial climb was at 5,000 feet. Expect flight level 330, 10 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 133.65, squawk 0701, Osprey 165.
Osprey 165, route back is correct. Push and start you to actually call me for push on the Juliet and expect runway 36 center. Information November is current.
It will go corporal push on Juliet and expect 36 center. Information November for Osprey 165. So, departure arrivals. 36 center.
Good morning, Osprey.
Jenny 7.
034, requesting for clearance to
NUYID transition.
Information November board.
Add that in. Check the legs page because we don't want a double NUYID. We don't. That's fine. That's good.
Portland via
Down here, transponder.
Jenny 7 NUYID transition and file climb maintain 5,000, expect file 31010 minutes after departure. Departure frequency today is going to be 133.65 and squawk 167.
Osprey 165 and 0701.
Please repeat the squawk code for 8034, please.
And Osprey 8034, squawk code is going to be 1670.
We're cleared to Portland Jetport by the Genie 7 departure NUYID transition.
We've got a lot to do in this. I don't want to turn the APU on yet because it burns fuel like mad. We had a cell temp, didn't we, for the D-rate 39 flex.
Osprey 8034,
Flaps 8.
readback is correct, push. Starter
And where is it? Central gravity for takeoff 11.9.
Expect runway 36.
That's as close as we're going to get.
November's current.
We'll expect runway 36 center and we'll call when ready for taxi. Osprey 8034.
And we're going to dial a flap to flap 8. Do you want to bring that trim piece in line with the green tab? And we need to also go to...
Osprey 2472 is with you.
Close the stairs.
143. Requesting IFR clearance to Portland from stand 741 with information November on board.
Trying to work out what my sound settings are because they seem extremely loud for today. Right, so initial climb is 5,000. I need to pull that because I always forget to arm that.
Transition and file climb maintain 5,000, expect flight level 290.
Where is it? So we don't need nav, speed.
3.65 and squawk 5640.
159, 158,
Clear to depart by the
168.
Jenny 7 NUYID transition.
Add in the 10.
Initial altitude is 5,000. Expect flight level 290 after 10 minutes. Squawk 5640 and departure frequency is 133.65.
So we've given ramp 27.
Osprey 2472, reback is correct, push and start.
Right, there's so much to do here. Route data. Legs.
We'll advise when we're ready to taxi for runway
Cruise descent,
27.
won't worry about that just yet. We can do descent forecast in the cruise once we settle in. That's all done. Perfinite page has been done and cross-checked, and the takeoff page is done and set. Pre-flight complete shown.
We'll be ready for clearance too.
I hope I've got this right. Okay, anyway, let's just go for it. What's the worst that could happen, eh? So we're in this cul-de-sac here in Juliet. We're going to push start with clearance in this little cul-de-sac, and we're going to taxi out. Expecting 36 centre, so maybe Lima, Juliet. Taxiing down Juliet to Hotel or Romeo, 36 centre. Super long runway, 3,389 metres, which is good. Gives us a lot of space to play with on this aeroplane. After departure though, a little bit of runway heading, and then we're going to turn right slightly, 012 degrees track to Slon, then 060 degrees past Millington, Memphis to Passac, and then Jenny up the NUYID transition. We'll be climbing up through there.
Jenny 7 departure.
And that's the top altitude initially of 5,000 feet. Expect clearance to file altitude within 10 minutes after departure. It's one of the nuances to the departures in the States, but doesn't really mean anything that could cause concern. It does throw people sometimes though, and that's fine.
Okay, cleared Portland by the Genie 7 departure, NUYID.
Arm the altitude modes.
5,000 initial.
Actually, have I forgotten some of the bits here?
Frequency is 133.65 and squawk 1502 Osprey 911.
It's been a while since I've been on this, and I really can't remember how to fly this thing.
And November's current and 36 center.
Okay, we'll call you when ready for push onto Juliet, and can expect 36 center Osprey 911.
Let's get the APU fired up. What was the altitude? It's 1022, isn't it?
That was a 365.
And elevation 360.
Aircraft type AB21 Neo, requesting alpha clearance to Portland International.
That'll do. Emergency lights armed, seatbelt signs are on. Fuel heats we won't worry about. Galley is off at the moment. APU starting. We're getting volts there as well.
Memphis Tower, good morning, Osprey 490, ready to taxi.
Transfer the power across.
With November.
Alright, I got 2 aircraft at once. The aircraft that was requesting the clearance.
Yes, that was a 365.
Now, interestingly, they won't close.
365.
That's 365, can you hear me?
Yep, I got you 505.
Let's try again.
Delta 365, you're clear to Portland via the Jenny 7 departure and NUYID transition is filed. Climb maintain 5,000, expect flight level 350 and 10. Departure frequency today is going to be 125.8
Afternoon, Dusty.
and squawk 1325.
Dismiss GPU.
Departure will be frequency will be 125.8 to flight level 250 and may repeat the rest.
And your cruise altitude is going to be 350. Your initial is going to be 5,000. And departure frequency 125.8 and squawk 1325.
Oh yes, hydraulic pressure.
350 and frequency 125.8 and squawk would be
Let's APU bleed air on. That should help. And then down here, I think we have to do
1325. Sorry about that. That was a 365.
those on, isn't it? I think. Goodness me, trying to remember all of these different tweaks
Call for push on the
for the
Juliet
aeroplane.
and November's current and expect 36 center.
36 center. That was a 365.
Might as well set that now. It was 39, wasn't it, for flex?
Memphis Tower, good day, Osprey 7 Papa Romeo on stand.
Yes, there we go.
Stand with information November.
Hydraulic pressure. I thought I'd already done that, but hey ho.
IFR clearance to Portland.
And the GPU is still there. I can't get rid of that for some reason, but let's try and just see what happens
And last Osprey, can I
when
get
we
numbers
prepare for
only, please?
pushback.
Osprey 7 Papa Romeo.
Due to icing conditions, please stand by for engine start until push completed and brakes.
Yeah, they're all good. That's all on. That's set. I think we're there. I have no idea. I'm trying to remember if I've missed anything, but there's so many weird switches and things in the aeroplane that can throw you.
Osprey 490, runway 3600, taxi via Juliet Romeo.
3600 Juliet.
Cool, and then let's get the anti-collision lights
Osprey
on.
7, Papa Romeo.
So
cleared
5,000
to
set.
Portland
Oh yes,
via
runway
the
heading.
Jenny 7 departure, NUYID transition is filed. Climb maintain
360 degrees for heading, which is actually what it's already
350
set to.
Departure frequency today is going to be 125.8 and squawk 7663.
Oh, we've got approach on 1258 now.
Osprey 7 Papa Romeo is cleared to Portland as filed by Jenny 7 departure NUYID.
Need to do that later as well.
NUYID transition.
Ah.
Initial climb is 5,000. Expect flight level 350. And departure frequency is 125.8. Squawk is 7663. Osprey 7 Papa Romeo.
7 Papa Romeo, read back is correct. Push and start is your discretion. Call me ready taxi.
Post lights there,
Expect
David.
runway 36 left.
Ah yes, good shot actually. Yes, thank you, thank you.
Osprey 7
Right,
Papa
so let's
Romeo.
get our pushback.
Tower, good morning, United 595.
In a minute.
At Charlie 8, ready for push and start on the Juliet with November.
United 595, hold the push. Traffic is passing from your right to left, and then push on the Juliet.
And hold for traffic and then push on a Juliet for United 595.
And Osprey 165 is stand Charlie 31, ready for push start.
Osprey 165, push is approved, face south.
Right.
Release
Push
parking
through, face south, Osprey 165.
Commencing push. Due to icing conditions, please stand by for engine start until push completed and brakes set.
Okay. Every time I start this, it goes wrong. Let's see what happens. So I need to start system up here, isn't it? And then we've got to press and hold that. I'm pressing and holding it. Actually, it's engine... Where has it gone? It's engine number 2 that we want first, isn't it? And actually, I need to put... Where has it gone? HP bleed air off. There we go. Or have I forgotten something else?
And attention all aircraft, this frequency, new departure frequency. If you got the 133.65, new departure frequency is going to be 125.8.
Here we go. Right. Galley's off. APU is on. That's all set. APU is on. APU air is on. Butt brakes are set. Fuel pumps are all on. We'll leave the tug attached for now because we have no engine start. Maybe, actually, I think it's turned them off completely, isn't it? Let me just check that. Oh, yes. These. Every time. It's the pneumatic feed valves. I always forget them. Here we go. Right. Yes, there we go. Every time, every time. Sato, thank you. AMSIM, good afternoon. I'm glad you guys are here with us today. My goodness. Watching the N2 rise, engine 2. And then we're going to add fuel. Here we go. Look at that. What do you guys think of the new Osprey livery? It's great, right? For the Maddog. Really, really cool. Demo Design's done a very good job again, as always. Recreating a retro paint based off the paint scheme that Paddy created.
Delta 365, push on the Juliet Brew, face south.
Face south and push on the Juliet, Delta 365.
Engine 1. Now the engines are really far back, so because of that we don't hear much of the engines at the front. You get a bit of a rumble on departure. Mike says 91 knot tailwind on departure. My goodness.
Unlocking gear.
Got a few Osprey today, and I think David was saying when it go 14 flying along, which is epic.
Osprey 598, push
AeroDesigns in the live chat. Hello to you guys as well. Their first product for Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Osprey 598.
The spoilers. We need to bring these down into the
Sorry, United 595 is ready for taxi.
dialer flap settings.
United 595.
And then where's the taxi lights? Logo lights, ice lights, yaw dampers, wing landing lights. We'll extend them. We'll just put them off. We'll put the nose lights on because I think that's the ones we want.
Runway 27.
FedEx 1660, runway 27, taxi via Victor 2.
Victor 2. FedEx
I don't know.
1660.
Let's pop those off. I think start pump goes off now, doesn't it? APU power can go off. Oh, I need to pop the galley on. And then, well, yeah, we'll pop the electrics on as well. APU bus off. Where else? I think that is everything transferred. What we'll do before we turn. Yeah, good. So left and right, they're producing power. APU off. Air conditioning override is set to automatic anyway. Lights, signs.
And last Osprey
Park brakes, APU gen off.
for push or taxi.
Osprey 71 Alpha Golf, taxi, looking for taxi.
Okay, I think we're there. I can see the flaps extended to take off and blue.
Osprey 71 Alpha Golf, runway 36 center, taxi via Tango,
Master caution.
Juliet, Romeo.
What for?
Tango, Juliet, Romeo for 36 center for Osprey 71 Alpha Golf.
And Tower, Osprey 490, holding short.
Then we need to close these as well, right? And then
Osprey 490, Memphis Tower, wind calm, runway 36 center, clear for takeoff, RNAV Salone.
RNAV Salone, 36 center, clear for takeoff, Osprey 490.
Osprey 165, request taxi.
And Osprey 165, runway 36 center, taxi via Juliet, Romeo.
Taxi, runway 36 center by Juliet, Romeo, Osprey 165.
Memphis Tower, Osprey 688.
Here we go.
And Osprey 688, you cleared to Portland via the Jenny 7 departure, NUYID transition, and file Clementina.
That was a little bit sportier than I wanted.
35010.
I'm just going to wiggle the rudders here. AeroDesigns saying I was more of a fan of the CRJs taking off from Portland Jetport, such a quick little jet.
Jenny 7 departure, NUYID transition, Instagram 5000, flight battery 5010. Departure frequency 125.8, squawk 0777, Osprey 680.
Osprey 688, read back is correct, push and start is approved.
I don't think how we get rid of this.
Taxi, expect runway 36 center.
I forget. How do we clear?
Call for taxi and 36 center, Osprey 680.
And Osprey 490, contact departure.
I can't remember.
Over to
right.
departure, have a good day. Thanks to the ATC, bye-bye. Osprey 490.
Lima, Romeo. Oops.
Osprey 7 Papa Romeo, we are ready to push and start.
Where's Romeo?
And the last aircraft calling for the push.
Osprey 7 Papa Romeo.
7 Papa Romeo, push on the November is approved.
Juliet Romeo.
South.
Push and start approved to...
Which is this one.
November and pacing south, Osprey.
Juliet Charlie Mike, hello.
And 598, Osprey 598, give way to...
We turned the APU off,
traffic.
I thought we had. Oh, there we go.
Memphis Tower, level 180, ready for taxi.
Clover 180, Memphis Tower, runway 27, taxi via Victor 2.
Taxi runway 27 via Victor 2, Clever 180.
So heading is set. We want, where is it? So... Nav mode armed. VNav armed.
598, appears you're going the opposite direction. You make the 180 and go south.
Yeah, Memphis is the home of FedEx, of course, massive hub.
598 to your tower.
Spoilers are already arms, Arto. That's one thing I did remember this time,
598,
actually.
I can tell you what, Osprey 598, runway 36 center, taxi via Juliet Kilo.
Little whisper of the APU shutting down in the background.
Taxi Juliet Kilo Charlie Osprey 598. I had departed 36.
Osprey 8034, ready for taxi.
And the last air for taxi.
Osprey
whack that on.
8034.
Osprey
TCAS
8034,
TARA
runway 36
now.
center, taxi via Juliet Romeo.
Juliet Romeo 36 center, Osprey 8034.
Novio R's to tune and worry about.
And United 595, runway 36 center, line up and wait.
Oh, that needs to be armed as well, right? ART. Needs to be on off, right?
595, runway 36 center, line up and wait.
Line up and wait 36 center, United 595.
Master caution, arting up. I remember that being a thing, you had to turn it off, unless that was for engine start. I think it was for flex, right?
Tower FedEx 1660 is ready to go, runway 27.
Such a quirky jet.
FedEx 1660, runway 27, line up and wait. Traffic will be departing the intersecting runway.
Line up and wait, traffic intersecting runway, FedEx 1660.
United 595, wind calm, runway 36 center, clear for takeoff, RNAV Salone.
I don't have the Sloan, clear for takeoff 36 center, United 595.
Memphis Tower, hello, Osprey 784, ready for taxi.
Osprey 784, runway 36 left, taxi via November, Mike 1.
So United's off. And here's Romeo,
November,
so...
Mike 1, runway 36 left, Osprey 784.
I assume you guys will tell me if I've got the config wrong. I think the art needs to be off, right? From memory.
Memphis Tower, Osprey, for Foxtrot, that's staying
Overcooked the brakes, good old Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Osprey 804 Foxtrot, push is approved, face south.
Push facing south for Osprey 804 Foxtrot.
And then get the control visualizer up as well. I think we're there.
And United 595, contact approach 125.8, have a nice flight to Portland.
Over departure, United 595. Appreciate it. Have a good day.
Memphis Tower, Osprey 2472 is ready for taxi.
Toga mode, yes, which is it the buttons there?
Osprey 2472, runway 27, taxi via Victor, Victor 2.
Or is it that little button there?
27, taxi via Victor, Victor 2 for Osprey 2472.
I think it's that button there, right? No, it's not. Those? Or is it them? Yes! Takeoff mode, right? And Osprey 165 at Romeo, ready for departure, 36 centre.
And Osprey 165, runway 36 center, line up and wait.
Line up and wait, 36 centre, Osprey 165.
Osprey 7 Papa Roma, you are
okay.
Ready to taxi.
There's no going back.
And Osprey 7 Papa Romeo, runway 36 left, taxi via November, Mike 1.
So flaps there, everything's armed. Altitude's armed as well, the one I always forget.
Taxi to November, Mike 1.
Nav mode and VNAV are armed.
Papa Roma.
FedEx 1660, runway 27, wind calm, clear for takeoff, fly runway heading.
Clear for takeoff, fly runway heading, FedEx 1660.
Okie dokie. So we just wait.
Sure, FedEx 1650. See ya.
Okay. We should be back. For some reason OBS decided to crash once again. It's been a while since it's done that, but for some reason it decided to do it again.
Memphis Tower, clear 180, runway 27, we're ready for departure.
Well, who are we? So Rab signed up on 36 right.
27, line up and wait, traffic off the end of the runway.
So he's...
Line up and wait, runway 27.
Osprey,
oh, he's offline.
165, wind calm, runway 36, clear for takeoff on F Salone.
Runway 36 center, clear for takeoff, direct Salone, Osprey 165. Okay, so we've got takeoff flex, arts off. Let's go. We won't hear much in the flight deck, but if we go outside,
ready for taxi.
we get black smoke out the back. Oh yeah.
Osprey 804 Foxtrot,
Speed's alive.
runway 36 center, taxi via Juliet Romeo.
This is the first takeoff run I've had without config warnings blasting off.
Juliet Romeo for Osprey 804 Foxtrot.
Here we go.
Memphis Tower, Osprey 798, ready to
V1.
taxi.
Rotate.
Set Osprey
V2.
5, 9, or 8, ready to taxi.
Memphis Tower,
Positive
Osprey
right.
4 holding short 1836.
Gear up. And instantly with the left, right turn outbound.
Osprey 784, runway 36 left, line up and wait, traffic departing parallel.
Line up and wait, Osprey 784.
This is Tower, Osprey 7 Alpha Golf holding at Romeo for 36 center.
Autopilot on.
165, contact approach 125.8, have a nice flight.
Contact departure on 258, Osprey 165, thanks, good day. Gears up, that's all good, 180, climbing. Memphis approach, good morning, Osprey 165, airborne 3,400 feet climbing, 5,000 on the Jenny 7.
Osprey 165, Memphis approach, ready contact, lighting 090, climb and maintain 7,000.
Heading 090, climb maintain 7,000, Osprey 165. We'll smooth out that rate of climb there. Ooh, love that.
FedEx 1660,
Climb.
Memphis center 133.65.
Over center 133.65, FedEx 1660. Have a great day.
Well, that's going to be our next frequency as well. 13365, that's ready. And what we're doing here, still climbing. Auto throttle is on. Legs. 7,000. Alt C chord. Ah yes, spoilers disarmed.
Osprey 165, turn left heading 360, you're clear at Genie, climb maintain 16,000.
Left 360, cleared Genie, and climb maintain flight level 16,000, Osprey 165. Direct Genie. Execute. Osprey 165, confirm with cleared direct Genie.
Correct, affirmative.
Thank you. So, nav track, VNav climb, alt armed, FMS EPR is engaged. I think we are good for the climb. I don't think I've missed anything else.
Memphis approach, Clever 180 with you at 5,000 feet.
Flaps are up and away. They're all clear.
Charlie Golf Foxtrot 180, Memphis departure, radar contact, turn right heading 010, climb and maintain 16,000.
That's all done. Oh, Dusty, very nice. Here's our steed for the day. Turn and burn.
Osprey 165, contact Memphis Center 133.65.
Memphis Center 13365, Osprey 165, thanks, G'day. Pop that off now, I don't need that either. Memphis Center, good morning, Osprey 165, climbing 9,000 for 16,000, direct Genie.
Osprey 165, Memphis Center, roger. Good morning, climb maintain flight level 390.
Climb maintain, actually correction, can we request flight level 330 for cruise, please, just due to weight, Osprey 165.
Osprey 165, no problem, sir. Climb maintain flight level 330.
Thank you, climb maintain 330, Osprey 165. That's my fault because I refiled it using vPilot, not the actual BATSIM website thing. So it meant that they didn't get the refiled flight plan request, the new altitude that I was asking for. So we cleared direct to Genie. From there, we're going to be heading out of Memphis. Over Louisville, so we're going to be heading out of Memphis over Kentucky, Ohio, Pennsylvania, and then up to New York, where currently Boston Center is online. Super weird that the get rid of the landing lights. They fold away on the wings. Wingtips, very quirky jet. Yeah, very weird that OBS decided to crash again today. The new Portland scenery that we're going to be heading up to today, KPWM, created by AeroDesigns. It's currently exclusively available via Contrail. The links are in the description down below if you wanted to get your hands on the scenery.
The 717 Tango Victor, you get closer to Danville. Did you have an approach request there, sir?
And I think you can still only purchase the Maddog via Sim Market, bizarrely.
Visibility will go VFR. Okay, very good, sir. In that case,
Mike Jerry says, I'm tempted to buy the Maddog even though I have no idea how to fly it. It looks so good. It's really difficult to fly though.
Thanks for the help.
That's the only thing. I do tend to struggle with it quite a bit. Fritz, I think we're showing Max 7.4 today for cruise. Max 7.5, there we go, that's what we're cruising at. Optimal flight level 332. We could potentially squeeze higher. Automate, no, we caught yours very briefly. We caught your takeoff on 27, and then it crashed. So that's retracted. Yeah, they are now. I think that was another thing I forgot again. Oh yes, and also that goes off, doesn't it? Over 10,000 feet. Got the nose lights off too. (1179). That's going to be the Bowling Green VOR that we're flying towards. It should pick it up soon. Yeah, I would have thought it would have been part of the process, but I was hitting the switch. (2992). 2992.
Hello again, Osprey 784 with you, passing flight level 100.
Alpha Bravo, thanks buddy.
Osprey 784.
Appreciate the tip, thank you very much.
Center, Roger, and Osprey 784 stand by.
Yeah, so flaps go in completely and then you have to click again, which is easily forgotten, at least for me.
Osprey 784, turn right.
Because I forget every time.
Turn right 15
oh
degrees.
Good, that's all set. Imagine having to operate this every day. It'd be an absolute nightmare.
Clever 180 with you, passing flight level 140.
Clever 180,
33 tuned.
Maintain flight level 330.
No NDBs to worry about.
Negative, final flight level is 310.
Oh, I'm sorry, Clever 180, flight maintain flight level 310.
I'm maintaining 310, Clever 180.
Fuel quantity's good. I always end up burning too much on the ground in this. That's one of the issues I have regularly with it. Cabin pressure.
And 784 traffic's no longer a factor. You can
is looking good.
NUYID and resume the departure. Climb, maintain 16,000, maintain 16,000 for now.
Indy Center online now, Automator says. Epic.
Memphis Center, was this for Osprey 784?
Delivery for this, those of you who have got the Leonardo Maddog, will be available over the next couple of days, hopefully, via flightsim.to.
I've got traffic that'll be passing above you.
Direct NUYID and flight over 16,000, Osprey 784.
And I do need to fly it more often as well, because it is difficult to fly. It's one of those things where by repeating it over and over and over again, I'm hoping that it will kind of help me learn it a bit better. Ultra saying you can practically see the ozone layer melting behind us as we're flying along. Absolutely. Ori, hello. Pilot Denzera says the LODs in MSFS need fixing ASAP. They look melted. They don't look too bad, but today I think my system's just being problematic again. We are still waiting my new rig, which has a 4090 GPU in it and a much more powerful CPU, which is what's causing the problems with Streamlabs or OBS deciding to fail at times and crash. It's like the system resourcing kind of falls apart.
Climb maintain 180, Osprey 784.
It should be too much longer before the ATR gets released as well. That should be the next thing that we're looking forward to in the next couple of weeks. We could be expecting that. The Beechcraft Baron from Black Square, the steam gauge overhaul for the Baron, twin prop version of the Bonanza, that releases this Thursday. Penciled in for a release on Thursday unless something changes, of course. I am working on a preview video for that, but I've had a number of issues basically whilst trying to record it over the last 2 days. So I'll be trying again after today's live stream if I've got time, but if not, it might not be a preview, it might be a first look post-release instead.
Memphis, Osprey 2472 with you, climbing through 13,000.
Burning loads of fuel off. Well, I reckon we could probably squeeze up to 350. So I might ask for a step climb a little later on into this.
Climb and maintain flight level 290, Osprey 2472.
Memphis Centre, Osprey 71 Alpha Golf with you, passing through 13,000 feet.
Osprey 71 Alpha Golf, Memphis Center, roger. Climb maintain flight level 350.
Climb maintain 350, Osprey 7 Alpha Golf.
Osprey 784 and climb maintain flight level 210.
Climb maintain 210.
Actually, that's really, really good. Took him a week to learn the MD-82. It is a cool aeroplane. It's very, very cool. I'm saying quite a conga line forming. It's great. Loads of you guys are flying along today. Really exciting. And of course, because this isn't a preview stream for the new AeroDesigns Portland Jetport, you guys can enjoy the livery, the new scenery as well as we fly in together, which is nice. It doesn't always happen. And all you guys behind have to do is follow the black smoke coming out the back of our engines. Oh dear. The little things. Look at that. Such a unique look to the aeroplane as well, isn't it? Mike, that's fair enough. Feedback-wise for the livery, we're looking at ways that we could potentially... Ooh. We're looking for ways that we could potentially improve it, tweak it, make it better. That's cool. Who was that? Let's find out. That is Southwest 2375 out of Tampa for KSTL, wherever that is. STL. Not sure. There is a cabin here as well. AeroDesigns has painted a cabin for us for the Maddog.
240, Osprey 784.
In our airline colours / logo colours. The cabin inside the Maddog is typically low res, which is why they're a little bit pixelated, but it's really nice to see that the these bits have been done here, tweaked for us with a little bit of a custom cabin nod. Quite nice.
Memphis Center, FedEx 1660 is looking to step away for about 5 minutes.
FedEx 1660, Memphis Center, roger. Just give me a call when you get back.
I will, Can
you not close the flight deck door in this? I forget. You must be able to, because you can do that. Here I go, looking for buttons to press again. Right. It's got to be a way. Especially because I think I've clicked. St. Louis, there we go. Oh, there we go. I just had to flick the switch.
Memphis Center, good day. Osprey.
That's better.
Papa Romeo is climbing.
Seal out the stinky passengers.
16,000, passing 126,000. Romeo.
Osprey 784.
Rightio, let's look at Valanta. So,
Osprey 7 Papa Romeo, roger.
Next frequency, Indy Center 119 550. We've got quite a few ahead of us already, so we've got one airborne, Mike Oliver in the 737-600 flying. Same route in the 737-600. He's currently over Lexington.
270, Osprey 784.
Good old screenshot's not working. Followed by David, Osprey 490, and then Badger American 919 flying offline in the Maddog as well. Let's see if we got pictures.
No, FedEx. Aircraft, thank you, sir.
No. What about Badger? No. So we check David. Usually you guys take some pretty good pictures, so. David's in the old school retro 737-600.
34 at 11,000 for 15.
Very cool. And we can scroll in.
That was a block, but
United 595.
Memphis Center, Roger. Other aircraft call?
FedEx 1660 Automator, who we saw take off on 27. He's in a 757-200. Epic. Followed by us, and then Altris, Osprey 144.
Reset your transponder, please. Let's squawk 156.
Don Carlito, 784, Osprey 784. There he is.
156.
At the whole point, 36 left.
Osprey 8034.
CGF 180.
Yes, sir. Climb maintain flight level 310.
And then Osprey 784.
Osprey 784. Osprey 784. Climb maintain
David,
flight level 290.
Osprey 71 Alpha Golf. I love how it keeps scrolling out every time I'm clicking in the next flight. It's a little bit frustrating that Atlanta does that, but unfortunately I can't help it. Turbo Stig Ian flying along in the... Is that the BA146? It is. Wow. Going for the ultimate talent. I love we're all gone retro today as well. Fantastic.
Osprey 490, contact Indianapolis.
Osprey 7 Papa Romeo.
119.55. Good day.
Which is going to be Zato. They're Hergies 7 Papa Romeo actually. But there's Zato in the Maddog's MD88 instead on X-Plane. And then we've got, who else have we got? We've got loads flying.
Osprey 7 Papa Romeo, permission to leave the cockpit for
There's
10
Hergy.
minutes.
Got him. Epic. He's in the old school, all metal American.
7 Papa Romeo, that's approved as requested.
And then zooming in, we can see...
One, thank you, Osprey 7 Papa Romeo.
2,
Delta 3391
3,
radar contact, flight level 320.
4,
Welcome aboard.
5. Wow, 5 more waiting to depart. My goodness.
United 595, contact Indianapolis now. Indy 119.55.
We've got to pre-tune that in a moment. Fritz is in
Good morning, thanks.
our Osprey Holidays low livery.
797 Victor, you are leaving my airspace. Atlanta Center is offline.
G-Loki.
Radar service is terminated. Monitor Unicom 122.8. Have a good flight, sir.
And NPS Osprey 598.
97 Victor, monitor Unicom. Have a great day. 97 Victor.
Epic. Still 3 Ospreys on the ground. That's epic.
Yeah, Clever 180, same marker, speed for me, please.
We're almost at cruise.
Repeat to Clever 180.
Clever 180, same marker, speed.
The aircraft does update us with the optimal cruise. We're looking for odds for this particular route. Rome Italia, welcome aboard. Thanks for subscribing. Alex Bullet, he says, oh man, I've overslept. You can join us though from other airports en route.
Correction, I believe you said you're
Columbus,
714 or you said
Cincinnati could be another option for you. You could join us via Detroit as well, actually. If you departed Detroit, you'd either get in just ahead or behind us.
Roger, sir, we're going to maintain Mach 71 or greater.
Well, there we go, or Albany. Okay, next frequency is Indy Senna 11905. It's so early in the States, I can't believe we've got all this ATC, it's amazing. One 11955. Is it 554? Yeah, it is 55.
Memphis Central Osprey 688.
There we are.
9,500.
There's the C chord, altitude warning for capture. Keep smashing the like button, folks, while you're here as well. Almost 100 watching.
Turn left,
If you are enjoying
15
it, do let me know. Give us a thumbs up.
Left 15 degrees to traffic for us by 2472.
Seven 5. I reckon we could do max 7.7. Or max 7.8.
Memphis Central Osprey 688 on Mosquito 1500.
Osprey 688, Memphis Center, roger. Climb maintain flight level 350.
Climb maintain flight level 350, Osprey 680.
We have a level. Let's flick that to cruise now.
And Osprey 784. When did you slow down just a little bit for me? Osprey 784.
Let's go max 7.8. See what happens there.
Or less.
Mark that 770 or less. Osprey 784.
So I'm trying to speed up a bit because we were a bit slow, this aeroplane, compared to some of the others for our cruise. And we're going to give it a go. Just trying to push that speed envelope a bit closer towards VNE. We could, I reckon, squeeze up to Mach 80. But it should be fine. Max 7.8 is pretty nice. Ultra says that's the funnel Osprey off the ground in Memphis just now. Epic. Very good. You know what I forgot to do actually? Set this up as an official route on Osprey Airways inside the virtual airline settings. So routes manager. Where are we? KMEM, KPWM. KPWM, KMEM.
2472 traffic no longer factor. You can resume on navigation. Proceed direct to Bowling Green.
Lovely.
Go Bowling Green for us by 2472.
We've still got a little bit of speed to play with there. 90 miles to Bowling Green VOR.
Contact Indianapolis now, Indy Center 119.55. Have a good day, sir.
1126.
1955 for FedEx 1660, yeah.
And we're flying VORs most of the way, actually. In fact, all this entire route is VOR based. Cambridge VOR.
Southwest 2375. You can descend via the Bush arrival. Maintain at or below flight level 300.
Ooh, master caution. Center fuel pressure low.
Roger that, Memphis Center. Descend via the booster arrival.
50 kilos remaining. We'll clear that. 25, almost empty. Let's just turn them off. So centre aft off, centre forward off. Master caution there has gone off again, and we can click the switch to try and find, where is it? Ice engine, control faults, miscellaneous, hydraulic, monitor doors. Well, that's gone. Demo, awesome.
Memphis Center, hello, Osprey 04 Foxtrot again.
Let me find out. I don't think it allows links to be posted, so let me just dig it out myself. There it is.
Osprey 804 Foxtrot, good morning again to you.
Bingo.
Epic. Flight level 330.
Up to 330 for Osprey 04 Foxtrot. Thank you very much.
Got to download that right away. Colonel, yes, so we're flying on VATSIM today. I think it says Volanta at the top of your screens, but that's because we're tracking the flight and logging it via Volanta.
Osprey 165, you can contact Indianapolis now. Indianapolis Center 119.55. Have a good flight.
Contact Indianapolis Center 119.55, Osprey 165. Thanks and have a good day. See ya. Oh, Matt check, another day, another crash to desktop on X-Plane 12. Oof. We tuned 119.55.
Indy Center Osprey 490 is back with you.
Welcome back.
Indy Center, good morning. Osprey 165, flight level 330 inbound Lexington.
Osprey 165 at Indy Center, good morning.
Doorman, so I'm using Volanta Premium. We have a little look at Navigraph, because we've not really explored that all that much today, and we zip out of the IFRs to VFR charts, in fact maybe the world map. VFR looks cooler, because it gives us the VORs and NDBs. So out of Memphis, we had a departure straight out, and just after takeoff, we began a right turn to go direct to Sloan. We then got vectored slightly, so we actually found that our tracks, so we ended up vectored eastbound, for a little while, before then routing slightly northbound and then getting a direct to NUYID, so we kind of had our own bespoke star, vectors out of the SID, sorry, not the star, vectors out of the star, SID. Oh god. The MD-82 fries my brain quite clearly. From NUYID, we then have just travelled 162 more nautical miles to Bowling Green, VOR 117.9er. Now we're continuing 060 degrees up to Lexington's VOR 112.6, which is just out of range still for us, but we've got it tuned in on nav 1 ready. From there, continuing northeasterly up to Air, Bel Air, VOR 117.1, and then turning northeast-east towards Phillipsburg VOR, VOR TAC 115.5. Next VOR, Delancey's VOR 112.1 DNY, and then a short hop to Cambridge VOR 115.0, and we'll be then entering the Seadog arrival into Portland. If we look at the ATIS of PWN now via the datis.cloud.io website, it doesn't give us any. Interesting. So then we need to look at KPWM. Winds calm, 10 statute mile visibility, overcast 3,200 feet. Temperatures 4 degrees, dew point +3, altimeter 2962. I think what we're expecting, where's my Navigraph charts here again? We're expecting runway 29 for the arrival. If we actually enter the charts and have a little look at the airport information, that's the Seadog RNAV arrival. So over Cambridge, descending down to Seadog at 11,000 feet. And then depending on whether we're using 11 or 29er, we're probably going to use 29er, I'd imagine, because it's going to take us over the water, therefore it's better for noise abatement. But we'll go 109 degrees to Yeoman, Yak, and then Sapi at or above 3,000 feet. From there, we'll be expecting the ILS.
Wings 566, thanks for Bravo.
Runway 19 approach.
624.
We could get the harbour visual actually, which is that. My goodness. A lot of these waypoints, though, won't actually be in the scenery, I don't think, because
with you, flight level 290.
I don't know if they've done it.
Osprey 784.
But then that's a question in itself. If AeroDesign are still in the live chat, is it just the airport, or have you guys detailed some of these features, like the golf course, House Island, Cape Elizabeth Light, and all that sort of stuff?
Cover 180, Indy Center, good morning.
That would be quite tough. I'm going to pin it.
That's for wings 5 to 66. You are a radar contact 30 miles to the west of the Adder's View, Alpha level 370. You can descend via the Colts 2 arrival, runway 23 right transition.
Doc says Portland has photogrammetry, it's very doable. So we would be arriving via Cape Elizabeth Light, round the bay, sweeping turn in for the approach round Ram Island Ledge Light, but I don't know what is included and what isn't included, actually, to be honest. Where's our airspeed at the moment? There, look at that. We've got 135 knot tailwind. Oh, that's amazing. That's so fast. Why is my weather radar off? I want it on. There we go. I haven't twiddled it round enough. 600 knot gang. My goodness. We're absolutely blitzing along then, aren't we? Let's go back to Valanta and have a little look to see, now everybody's airborne, what the conga line looks like. We might have a little gap over Pennsylvania, over Pittsburgh, to Scranton, the home of the office, US. There we go. That's where it starts. Mike Oliver in the 737-600. And then we've got, my goodness, loads of aeroplanes flying along today. That's epic. That is really, really cool. A couple of aircraft departing elsewhere. Osprey 911 is airborne. Papa Whiskey Mike, he's out. And then there's a couple of aeroplanes there that have kind of jumped on the fact there's some wonderful ATC. And that green line there is our vectors that we had actually as we departed. Really cool. Thank you to all of our ATC today, by the way. If you are watching, it's really appreciated. And it is really enjoyable every time you guys connect to the network and help us out with some ATC. Certainly because of the time of morning it is for you guys too. AeroDesigns, hello, saying right now it's currently just the airport at two of the bridges flying into runway 29. We're planning on expanding the coverage of the airport further at some point in time. That's pretty cool though. You've got the bridges in there as well. So that would be I'm guessing the I-295 bridge. And is it the US 1 bridge or the Portland bridge that you guys have put in? My god, that visual approach is actually really tough. We're expecting runway 29 anyway, so that's looking pretty good for us. And that does give us the option for the harbour visual.
Roger, report back, please, thanks.
ILS-29. Sea-Dog. We don't want transition via ENI. Transition via Cambridge. There we are. So we select that. And then in the legs page, we've got Hike Air, PSP, DMY, Cambridge, Sea-Dog, Casey, Yomagnac, Sappy. There we go. Perfect. And then Pete, touchdown. We'll have that in there just as a bit of a safety mechanism, really. We might not have to use it. That would be the ideal. And also, we need to think about forecast descent. So, using my SimBrief OFP, I need to find some descent winds to use. What are we doing here? So flight level 310, we'll go with that. 244124. Flight level 290. 243 at 123. Flight level 200. 240 at 86. 15,000. 239 at 61. And we need to flick across to the next. Oh, we don't get the next page. Oh well, that'll do. That'll help the aeroplane kind of calculate all of that anyway. And the altimeter 2962. Which it doesn't want in that. Runway. Matthew, hello. How's the old workhorse treating you? You know what? I'm doing better today, Matthew, than I was last time I flew the aeroplane. It does. It's thrown up a couple of tricky bits for us so far, but otherwise,
Delta 2374 and descending radar contact positions.
we're doing all right. We're doing all right.
Squawk 2224.
2224, you got it.
I wonder if that just wants 5 miles. That doesn't make any sense. So we're going to have to do, where is it, 290 at 5. I think. I'm trying to remember the format. All these aeroplanes are slightly different. That doesn't make sense either. Oh, hold on.
Indianapolis Center, Osprey 2472 is with you at flight level 290.
Osprey 2472 and
I have to think about this one. Oh, Hergy, you just click. You click it and it flicks across between landings. So down here is a click spot.
Osprey 71 Alpha, back in the cockpit.
Okay.
The landing data is going to be really useful for us. Runway. Is it a beam? No, it doesn't like it. Runway 29. Let's try KWM, maybe. Fix. I don't know. I'll leave it. I'm sure one of you guys will know how, and you'll let me know in the live chat, and then we can get that sorted out. But in the meantime, if I click too many things, I'll tend to break it. That's not good.
Indianapolis Center, Oscar 784. Do you want us to at flight level 290, or can I continue climbing to flight level 330?
Osprey 784, stand by 1 sec. Osprey 784.
We've got contrails now instead of the dirty black smoke.
Climb and maintain level 330.
Deliveries now available as well. Mike Jerry's saying, hoping to fly USA via Russia, Canada, trying to limit my flights to around 2 to 3 hours per flight. Asia does look great, plus I'd have an easy way to get New Zealand and Australia, my most dreaded routes yet.
Inbound waypoint, Hotel Yankee Kilo.
Osprey 8034, descend. Good morning, sir.
It's one of those things, isn't it, where if you were to sort of do some of the bigger, harder routes first, you might find that it would be a little bit easier to deal with a lot of them. Contrail for an aeroplane up there, look. How high is our nose at the moment? Our cruise pitch is really high. Look at that. Almost 5 degrees nose up. Well, actually, it doesn't look too bad on the primary flight display. 3.5 degrees, and then that seems actually quite normal. Mike Oliver saying it's really bumpy up ahead as well. Good to know. James, Epic just enjoyed our ILS tutorial from the channels, I'm assuming our PMDG 737 tutorials. AeroDesigns have created the Highway 295 bridge. The Veterans Memorial Bridge is using the same model, but will be getting its own model at some point. Veterans Bridge. I assume that's the US one, right? On the charts. Can't see Veterans Bridge on the charts.
Osprey 784, flighting 050.
I assume it's going to be those then on that short final to runway 29. So the I-295, that's been modelled by AeroDesigns, which is awesome. And then the US one, I'm assuming, is Veterans Bridge, which then is also in there too. Then there's Portland Bridge, which I don't think is in there, unless I'm getting the Veterans Bridge confused. But we'll see what happens. Potentially, if we do this visual approach, it's going to be a nightmare, but we could potentially do it. I mean, winds are calm as well.
You're now cleared at direct Bel Air, Alpha,
We just
India,
have to see
Romeo.
what we get from the controller. No missed approach procedure.
Direct Bel Air.
Airport elevation 76 feet. Final approach course 295. Weather minimum ceiling of 3,000.
Delta 1707, climbing to flight level 320 with you.
Delta 1707, Indy Center, good morning, squawk 4122.
4122 for Delta 1707.
Oh, Matthew, well, today we shall try. This is only my 4th flight in the Maddog, I think. But we shall try potentially to do the river visual in this. And if it goes wrong, we'll have to try again in another aeroplane in the future. I do like DCA's river visual, that's really cool.
Indianapolis Center, Oscar 784, free speed.
Speed your discretion.
76.
Can you please repeat? I didn't hear you.
Osprey 784, speed your discretion.
Free speed, Oscar 784.
Delta 1707 is radar contact 20 miles north and east of the Parkersburg VOR, climb and maintain level 320.
2962.
Roger, climb, maintain flight level 320 for Delta 1707.
Osprey 490, unfortunately, Cleveland did not log on, and Boston's too far away. Switch to advisory 122.8 to the flight. Have a good one.
Osprey 490, have a good day. You can come.
That's very low pressure. Wow. Certainly lower pressure. Dorman saying it's overcast in Portland at 3,000 feet right now. Oof, that's not good. Then yeah, overcast 3,200. Temperature's 4 degrees, dew point plus 3 degrees. So in the next 30 minutes, when was that METAR? 13:51. So at 14:21, we'd expect the next METAR to be generated, and I'm hoping at that point we'll see the spread, the temperature and the dew point increase. And then we could assume that the weather's clearing. But otherwise we'll have to go for the ILS, which is we've set up for that anyway, to be fair. I'm going to set this to 290 now, and that one to 290.
Indianapolis Center, Osprey 688, flight level 350.
Osprey 688, Indy Center, good morning.
Matthew says, although if you want the fun non-charted visual, the one in SBA is great. That might be another route option for the coming few weeks, perhaps. We'll have to see if there's any scenery for it.
And Indy Center, Delta 1707, just give you a heads up here. We got a 130 knot headwind and continuous light chop here at 320.
Delta 1707, roger.
My goodness. The train of flights literally has us stretching all the way back to Memphis still. I'm trying to see who at the minute on Volanta who's uploaded some screenshots of things.
Indy Center Delta 2548, flight level 350.
Delta 2548, Indy Center, good morning, squawk 6521.
6521, Delta 2548, good morning.
Delta 2548, get your radar contact 50 miles north and west of the Terre Haute, BLR level 350.
There we go. MD-80, MD-88 I think.
595, Cleveland is offline, your service is terminated, frequency change advisory is approved.
In X-plane.
Okay, we're Unicom 39.
With the X-plane version of the livery. Ian's turbo Stig, Osprey 2472, still got the same ones on there. Brits usually take some epic ones. There we go.
Spirit Wings 566, Mend altitude, descend maintain 6000.
I've already liked those. Jolly good.
Say again for Spirit Wings 566.
Amend altitude, descend and maintain 6000.
Roger, amend altitude, descend and maintain 6000. Spirit Wings 566, thanks.
Yeah, that's all of them. That weather down there looks pretty horrendous around Houston.
180 traffic is going to be your, call it 2 o'clock, 33 miles west.
That's a big old train.
737 at level 320.
Copy that, level 180.
Giant 3607 traffic for you is 11 o'clock, 31 miles. Use northeastbound. What is he? 737 at level 310.
We're looking negative contact, 93607.
Yes, Fritz put some new ones on.
3688 traffic for you is going to be your 1 o'clock, 13 miles. Use northbound and MD88.
Love the split scimitars.
We have the traffic Osprey 680.
Delta 2374 traffic for you is off.
It's a great tailwind, isn't it, MPS?
A Boeing.
Devon's Austin's got cloud and cold temperatures, but no rain here for him yet.
Alright, we're negative traffic, but we understand.
Oh yeah, James, this is really complicated, but I've got to say, as hard as it is to learn all of the features, and I keep forgetting things like these pneumatic transfer levers for engine start and all that sort of stuff, but this is just great fun to fly, but it looks fantastic as well. I mean, look at that. In fact, that's something we could do demo if you are watching still. Perhaps change the splash screen of the tablet to a custom Osprey one. That could look really swish and personal.
804 Foxtrot, Indy Center, good morning.
Magic, I don't think it has much of a weather radar, but I've turned it on, but maybe I've not got the right mode selected. Hold on.
Giant 3607, traffic in sight.
Roger. Level 180, traffic on site.
Yeah. Don't think it works. Oh, it does have weather radar. I've got it on though. I have got it on. It's this. Oh, here we go. Now it's initiated a weather test. I don't want the weather test anymore.
Spirit Wings 566, you can descend and maintain 4,000.
Maybe I just needed to give it a bit of a refresh of the old squiggly dial. There we go. So it was on all the time, the whole time. Little bit of chop. Got one aircraft ahead. We should be handed off to Unicom in a moment, I think. We've got a gap of about 30 odd minutes until we reach Boston Center. So with that in mind, as we are chasing down Automator in the FedEx 1660 Boeing 757-200. We can pre-tune 1228 ready.
Indy Center, Osprey 8034. Mind stepping away from the cockpit for 2 minutes.
Report back, please. Thank you.
That's done. 1219. Might set our minimums as well, actually, to
Indianapolis Center, United 1957, flight level 3.
we'll go for 100. We'll just look visually for a minimum of 3,000 if we end up switching to the visual, the harbour visual.
1957, Indy, good morning, stand by 1 second.
ATIS is alive at KPWM, Fritz says that on VATSIM. If that,
1957, squawk 2215.
My goodness, we have actual ATC at Portland Jetport. Information Bravo, ILS 29 approaching use, landing and departing runway 29. It's overcast 3,200 at the moment.
FedEx 1660, Cleveland's offline radar services terminated. Frequency change to advisories, proof so long.
So it looks like we've got the ILS 29 configured there for that. Many dials, many switches.
United 1957's radar contact just south and the east of the hazard VOR.
Oh, that's fine, Fritz. We have Boston Center online, which I think does control Portland. At least according to the map of the Volanta map. So if it does, if that is the case, then we could request the harbour visual if the visibility is good enough. So I feel like we'll have our work cut out if we do.
Indianapolis Center, good day, Osprey 598, that's flight level 330, speed 0.80, inbound Hotel Yankee Kilo,
so we've got
about
selected speed max 78, keep PWM 600 miles to go, 1602 Zulu for our estimated time of arrival, and then fuel 4.1 kilos. Then we've got a couple of different waypoints along the way. Or VORs, nearby VORs and things.
Spirit Wings 566, make a right turn heading 140, heading vectors for 23 right.
Roger, 140, vectors for 23 right, Spirit Wings.
I assume for tilt for the descent, we're going to have to sort of set it to about 3 down, right?
Cleveland is offline, your radar services terminated, frequency change to advisories, proof so long.
Switching into Unicom Osprey 165, thanks for the ATC, see ya. Fritz says if you really want to go nerdy, you can actually call the ASOS weather at most US airports. They have published phone numbers. I don't think I could justify the expense of a of a phone call from here though. It'd be like 68 pence a second, something crazy. A lot of cloud to the west. I can't see you on the on Volanta. Ultra, not Ultras. Yeah, Ultras. Actually, no, it wasn't yourself flying from Albany, was it? So let's try and find you in the stack. Was it Osprey 144? So many pilots. It takes me about 5 minutes just to find people. Got him. There we go. Flying along. So Matthew's saying, so for radar tilts, weather radar tilts, folks, I would normally have it level to very slightly down at cruise altitudes, and then I slowly raise it to 3 to 5 degrees up at approach altitudes, just to try and avoid painting the ground. But that's technique not required. I like the idea of that. We'll see if we can pull that off today. I'll go for 0.5 tilt weather downwards. There we are. You guys can take that tip as well. Matthew's a real, he was a CRJ pilot for years, so he's now flying the 767s around the world. Ghost, good morning. FPS Gamer says, holy Moses, I have 89 frames per second. Why don't you set it to like 65 frames max, so it stops chasing it? Or are you just happy to see what it can max out at? Doma says, I've logged on to Volanta. Do you see me in front of Automator now? Stand by. Oh, there's so many people. I'm trying to find you. Donkalito, David. My goodness. MPS. Fritz. Fergie, Zato, Ian, David, Don Carlito, oh, I actually can't. Oh yes, United 595. I can see you now. No screenshots yet though. What aircraft are you in, Avix? I think you said 737 actually, didn't you? M1 stuck at 3.4 for some reason. Check your fuel pumps. Check you've got your bleed air off as well for engine start. Ah, David, no worries. It is 2 limit. Didn't realise there was such a low limit for it. So here's a question for David. You've got like a dual screenshot there. So on a second screen you've got your overhead. Is that your overhead? It is your overhead console. And then you have a thing on the right hand side as well. What are all of they? It's interesting. So it looks like you've got a special program that's kind of running alongside the sim on a second screen that's giving you a whole load of, well, consoles. And look at that now. If we look at this New York Center for Flight Information Service for the NatTrack departures are all online. We've now also got a little slither of New York on as well. That's a Flight Information Service, so they won't be, well, and just as quick as they're online, they've gone offline. I was going to say, they're not going to be interested in us anyway, flying high and fast. A little bit of weather that we're about to sort of enter. We can see it in the sim as well. And what we're keeping an eye on really is that METAR into Portland. FS First Officer. Interesting. That's the program, isn't it, that does a lot of stuff for you. So you have like a virtual first officer doing half of the pre-flight checks and start checks for you, right? There's potential AVICs there that you might have missed a couple of bits then. Make sure my heading is aligned. Oh, that's the sort of add-on that'd be quite helpful here then, David, wouldn't it, to be fair? Certainly in this aeroplane. Where's Zarto? Have we worked out how to do the fixes yet? Rab, I'm doing Mach 7.8, if that helps. AR simulations, PC's crashed. Oh no. Tried to intercept you guys from DCA, Osprey 7 Papa Romeo. Mach 8.4. Yeah, I can't match that. That's a lot faster than I can handle. At least today, at least today. When was that last METAR generated? 1351. So actually, it's quite a while ago since that last METAR. Let's go to here. Let's see what we've got. KPWM. $13.51. Still the same. 134.7 will be our next little bit. When you're back in the pilot chair, can you show me the tablet again so I can screenshot it and find the image to replace? There you go. So I know the Finnair livery that you can download from flightsim.to has got its own splash screen painted, which is quite cool. So I'd imagine we could probably do something similar for this, for Osprey. Yeah, definitely catching Rab. We can almost see his aeroplane. Mike, I'm hoping today's landing won't be like yesterday's Paro, although we're not in an aeroplane that will do rogue things to me, so I'm hoping we'll be alright. Flexible wing, bouncy bouncy. A little bit of turbulent air. It's going to get choppier, I think. Actually, that's Automator that we're about to overtake, or undertake rather. Yes, there we go, as Rab's saying, he's offline. Fair enough. What's your Mach then in Cruise Automator? Mach 7.4 or something like that? true airspeed 458. Haven't got ground speed in here, have we? Pointless cruise, it might pointless stepping up to 350. In my defence, Mikhail, I don't think the landing was my fault yesterday into Paro. It was an absolute spectacular touchdown. And then it all just went super weird. That's my excuse anyway. Briefcase light. I'm trying to think how we hide. Ooh. Why have I not noticed that before? That's cool. So here, these little toggles, you're allowed to switch ADF2 and ADF1 on, but we're not tracking any NDBs today, so it doesn't really help us in this mode, but that's fine. That's good to know that that's there. 'Cause it's, each time I'm flying the aeroplane, I'm trying to explore it, look around, and basically spot things that I otherwise don't know how it works. Mike says I jinxed him. He slid off the runway for a second. Ground speed is an option on the MFD that can be selected in the load manager app outside of the sim. Oh, okay. David A, has anyone been to Flight Sim Expo? I was actually hoping to this year. I was hoping to go to the one in Houston, isn't it? I think it is. The Lone Star Flight Museum, which is epic. It looks fantastic, and I was hoping to get things in place to be able to go there this year, but probably, well, I'm just not going to be able to. Perhaps next year. I do want to go to one. It's huge, actually, this year. "15 arrivals at Portland." David's going to this year's Flight Sim Expo. It does look spectacular. Over 50 exhibits, isn't it, this year? I was hoping to go. Hopefully next year I'll have enough annual leave. We'll see what happens. Mikhail, no. No, I'm not. Not allowed. I'll be at work, no doubt. That would be cool, Automator, yes. Fingers crossed PMDG's 777 might get talked about at Flight Sim Expo. 100%. I know Orbex are going, Aerosoft are going. Trying to think who else now. My goodness. Just Flight, I think, are going as well, aren't they? Some big names. Oh yeah, Fly By Wire are going too. TFDI Design. That'll be fun, won't it, Rab? Sim Update 12 arriving to our simulators on Tuesday. Supposedly offers significant performance improvements, right? But it will require, I think I remember a few months ago saying, or reading that a lot of developers had found that they were having issues with the with their aeroplanes, all their add-ons, because of Sim Update 12, and therefore they're going to have to tweak and change a number of files and fix them. So I'm hoping that we'll, at the same time, very quickly get updates for anything that might be a bit broken. I think inner builds are there, James, yeah. And that's the big one, yeah. Sim Update 12 certainly for Xbox users of Microsoft Flight Simulator, it opens up WASM modules, as David is saying there. So hopefully you guys might be able to experience some much more impressive add-ons, aircraft in Xbox. Very close to RAB, to Automator, yes. That's fine though. We'll play it by ear. If need to, we'll end up we're about to overtake. Let's see if we can spot him. Undertake, rather. Get him. He's in a 757. I think you've got a cooldown coming up, Fritz, for the dual command. Left turn. There goes his turning contrail. Look at that. Shame it's a bit blocky around the edges at the end as it kind of tapers away. That's pretty cool though, right? 30 minutes to Cambridge and top of descent about a minute or two after. Maybe I'll try the command. There we go. Actually, hold on. I did that wrong. No, I didn't. Actually, I did that right. Cool. What have we got down here then? So ADFs, nav, VHF comms. They don't really assist us in any other way. VORs. So we've got 1 and 2 for nav 1 and 2 on the right hand side and the left hand side of the MCP. And then up here we've got, well, everything else. Yeah, that's all of them. I'm working out if Fritz is going to accept my duel in the chat. I think he should. $14.55. It's got to be a new meta now, surely. Still the same. We'll refresh it again in a moment, see what it changes to. Where's Automator? Almost under him. Probably almost under him as well. Oh, Matthew's actually calling. That's epic. He's actually calling the Portland Jetport weather line in the States. Jassery, welcome. How are you? Been a little while. Good morning to you, welcome. Thanks for tuning in today. Hey, look at that. Overcast. So broken cloud 3,600, overcast at 5,000. So the ceiling minimums of 3,000 feet for cloud should be fine. 10 statute mile visibility, winds 340 at 5 knots. And that spread that we mentioned in the METAR. So earlier on the spread was 4 degrees Celsius for the air temperature. The dew point 3 degrees. That's now increased. So the spread has now increased to 4 degrees. The air temperature is 6 degrees Celsius. The dew point's +2. So that visibility should start to slowly improve. And that means we can do, potentially, the visual approach, right? For those of you flying along as well, who's up for that? Who's up for trying the harbour visual for runway 29? Certainly if you've got the scenery and you've got the bridges there for, on very short final for 29, it would make it a bit easier. But it means that we would be trying to handle the MD-82 through this. Which means we'd go Sea-Dog on, have arrival. But actually that would change, right? We'd go KC... Actually, Sappy from 3,000. There's Cushion. There's a little RNAV waypoint. So it's trying to match it all up, really. That's not on there. It's not on there either. Trying to work out how we would fit this in. I think we would just have to... Well, we just have to fly the vector. This sort of extended downwind from KC to Yemen. And then just go from there, really. Maybe step it down to 3,000 feet early. And then in the bay, turn in and round. So sort of at this section here, where this little jut out crop of land is in the bay. Which is kind of under here. I think at that point we could turn the autopilot off and then look for the Cape Elizabeth Light area, which will be the sort of furthest cornered point of land on our arrival, and we just have to sweep it in. As close as we can get, I suppose, for being vectored off the arrival to fly the visual, as Matthew was saying there, as would happen in real life. So I think that's probably the best way to do it, right? We'd go KC 109 degrees down to ILS. I reckon down to 5,000 feet for then the turn. Autopilot could come off and we hand fly it in. And from memory, Zato and those of you who fly this, Matthew, more regularly, with this aircraft we could leave the auto throttle on, couldn't we? All the way through to final. Exactly, Rab. It's no problem in an aeroplane I know well. So 737, I would be more than happy to do this. CRJ as well, I'd be happy to do it. The A320, of course, easy. That you could do with your eyes closed. But this is an entirely different kettle of fish. How are we doing? Bingo. God's saying you can leave it on and it should retard the throttles at a certain altitude. KPWM, runway 29, conditions dry, wind was 340 at 5, Headwind 3 knots, crosswind 3 knots. Outside air temperature is 6. Add 5 knots to the reference speeds. Flat 15.28, we'll go for that. And 2963 for the altimeter was 1003. Reverse yes, auto brake medium. Landing weight estimated 56.5. So 56,521 is the precise estimate. So it reckons we need that length of runway. What have we got here? 2,195 metre long runway. God, that's cutting it really fine. That's better. Actually, medium. 1634. That's more than fine, isn't it? Flaps 15 and 40, auto brake medium, reverse thrust, 1,634 meters for runway. Against the actual landing distance available of 1,923 approximately from the touchdown zone. I think so, Dorman, yeah, if you want to. Okay, so if the autopilot's off then, Matthew, like Boeing, the auto thrust is off. Good to know. Cloud base from the METAR. So where it says broken 3,600, that should be the cloud base above ground level on the METAR, and then overcast 5,000 feet above ground level. Yeah, mega tailwind, 127 knots for myself at the moment. Actually, we're almost in... Boston's gone offline. Probably for the best. They probably just tuned in and went, absolutely not. Harbour visual. No worries, Matthew. I shall harness my inner CRJ pilot and try and handle the throttle along with everything else. That could get quite messy, actually. So we'll have the vector ourselves, that kind of extended downwind leg, up to the point where we want to turn the autopilot off and then hand fly the whole thing. It's going to be quite cool, I think. And with that, I've left decision height at 100, but our ceiling minimums are 3,000 feet, so we'll leave that as it is for now. We've done all of our descent forecast. That's all ready to go. Ooh, exciting demo, thanks. Not going to enter any holds unless we suddenly have to. Cool. There's all of our landing data anyway, our speeds. So drift down to 18,000 feet, 244 knots. Final segment climb, 210. Slat retraction, 193. So slats will be extended there. Flap goes out then. Go around speed of 154 knots. What I might have to do is actually hide that a little bit, because that is really in the way otherwise of the actual nav display. By the time we get to Cambridge and get to top of descent, we should be nice and clear from Automator behind us, and therefore we should have a couple of minutes for sequencing. New Metar from Doorman for KPWM. The sort of pinned Doorman in the live chat. Matthew actually called the real life weather service at Portland Jetport for basically a Metar. So I've pinned the real world one, which is epic. Thanks, Matthew. One of the coolest things to happen on the channel. We had information out for live streaming a flight from 37,000 feet, 36,000 feet on a Virgin Atlantic A350 a little while ago as well. And Fritz obviously dropping the big P, allowing us to order that new computer, which is still in the build process, sadly. Oh, a bit of snow down there. If we can spot that from here, get a bit of a... Oh wow, look at that. Oof, ugly window. Where's the window gone? There we go. We're back. Oh, that's cool. Proper snowy. One thing I wish they did do with this is sort out the sounds. Obviously we're at the back of the aeroplane now. We'd expect to have a bit more of a hum and a drum from the engines. A bit more of a, well, a bit more engine noise, but we don't really get any in this, unfortunately. And yeah, you can download the FT-Sim Plus sound pack to make it better, but you shouldn't have to when you're spending over 90 quid on an aircraft add-on. You would expect it to be bang on. Or at least I would anyway. Boston Centre's switch to Boston approach. Fritz, what tailfin screenshot is that? Zartan, no worries, buddy. Have a good one. Top of descent in just over 80 miles. A little bit short for that then. Not enough points. Nil point. 3 weeks for Michael's new build. My goodness. Yeah, I'm expecting maybe 2 more weeks to wait for it, but couldn't come soon enough. Doc said they've had snow dumped all over New England. Took out the power for about 50,000 homes in around Maine. Wow. That's kind of what we're seeing below, which is great to see in the sim actually, to be fair, because that's real conditions down below then. Brian says his build took 2 weeks. Matthew saying in the chat there, if we want a reference waypoint for the visual approach, the waypoint Zerso is a mile or so west of and between the city of Cape Elizabeth and Cape Elizabeth on the charted visual approach. Zerso. So, if I was to dynamically add that in, between Casey and Yomon, we have to go Zerso like this, right? Z-A-R-S-O. Oh, you could just put it in the fixed page. That's much easier. Well, stops me risking breaking anything of the aeroplane anyway. So, does it just be Zerso like that, or would I have to click Zerso and then a bean? The fixed page in this, I have to admit, actually, I do kind of end up scratching my head with that quite a lot. Ian says, "Jeez, I tell you, my butt kicker's getting a workout. It's so choppy." That is on my list of things to buy. We wanted auto brake medium as well, so we'll set that. We can't arm it until the landing gear is down, and I need to remember through 10,000 feet we need to pop that transfer pump on. Epic, Matthew, thank you. I feel like I want to be on the wider arc over Cape Elizabeth instead of the city of Cape Elizabeth. Just gives me another couple of seconds to kind of sort out and have that smoother approach in. It's either that or I make it really tough and I fly in on the narrower turn. Mile or two south of it. Okay, got it. I will try. So we're going to set 3,000. I don't know, it does it for us, Streamlabs. Not Streamlabs, yes, Streamlabs does it for us, Shilpashri. So cruise. Oh, here's a question for you, Matthew, as well. For the approach, there's no descent mode in this, like there is in the 146. What would you select in this thrust modulation system bit here? Would you select GA for, you know, pending go around power, or would you not bother? I suppose actually it doesn't really matter too much if we're a manual thrust. 1099. Doc, fly the town of Cape Elizabeth and you'll have 1,000 rich folk calling their representatives to complain. And GA when flaps are out. Awesome, thank you. I was just looking at thinking this sort of similar thing, but I really wasn't sure. Dialer flap as well. We were going for flap 40 for this. Flap 15, flap 40. If we look at 28 though, 1634 becomes 1684. That gives us a slightly faster approach speed on 38. Oh no. Eh? Oh, hold on. There's 4 knots difference. Headwind 3 knots, crosswind 3 knots. We'll play it safe. That extra 5 knots will give us time to sort ourselves out, won't it, to be fair? So flat 50, flat 15, flat 40. There's pointless actually using any of this, right? Flaps, takeoff, select. We're not actually going to be using any of them, so we don't need to fiddle around with dial a flap. So top of descent in a moment. We've got VNAV active, we've got nav still armed as well, and we're just in FMC speed mode, so that should also sort us out, basically sort us out for the glide in. Actually, I like the idea of flat 15 then, because it just gives us that bit more of a margin, doesn't it? So when we do set it, it will go to a better stage of flap setting. Right, let's see what happens. We've got PWM ground 1219er. Set that ready. About to cross top of descent. Still got that 109 knot tailwind pushing us. Down we go. And actually, yeah, the turbulence has already begun. I want that set to 20 because otherwise the range is there's too much information on the display, and we should be good for step down. Max 78, speed 318 on conversion. That seems pretty quick. We shall trust the aeroplane, see what it does. If we go to seatbelt signs, should see, there we go. I'm not sure, Doc, actually. Although there's the same FMCs that are on the A300, 600 and the A310. No, I don't think they are. This is more Boeing-esque than it is Airbus. Mine says plummet gently into PWM, trust your aeroplane. There's some nice advice. Plummet being a nice calm word, reassuring word. So I don't need to worry about those. 10,000, I've got to flick the transfer switch back on. On the overhead, thunderstorm lights are off at the moment, don't need anything like that. Anti-skid is armed. Max trim is on norm. Door dampers on. Logo lights are off. They're set to automatic. Don't need the wipers. We'll leave that on captain. Cool, so we're going to be doing then, folks, if you're just tuning in, ramping up the pressure a little bit on us. Certainly not being particularly comfortable with this aeroplane. We're flying in via Cambridge, Seadog at 11,000 KC, and then we're going to fly 109 degrees out to the bay. From there, we're going to commit ourselves to the harbour visual approach, runway 29. So the autopilot will be off, we'll be hand flying the jet in, the Maddog, in around the bay from Cape Elizabeth, this outer arc here, all the way up past Ram Island Ledge Light, Gritty, and then into the river at Portland Harbour, through the bridges, and then into the new AeroDesign Portland Jetport scenery for Microsoft Flight Simulator. And the folks at AeroDesign have also modelled in both the I-295 highway bridge and the US-1 Veterans Bridge at the Fore River, which is really cool. And I just had a little thought, actually, Matthew, I can add in Cushion and Gritty as waypoints too, can't I? So I go to the right of Cushion and to the left of Gritty into the river. Look at me learning the quirks of the Maddog. Shemesh. Oh, Automator, no! So we've got KC 9,000, Yomon at 4,000. Oh yes, so really we want KC at 4,000, right? Or KC at 5,000 actually. We'll go with that. We'll see what she can do. Zerso, next page. Cushion, CSH. N. Okay, that's as good as we've got then. So we've got Zerso, and then we turn in to the right-hand side of Cushion, as we saw on the charts a moment ago. We can't put Gritty in, but that's fine. What we're then looking for... Oops, bad zooming. We're then looking for the river. So we've just added Cushion, that little RNAV star there, that little waypoint on that turn in. We can't add Gritty at Fort Gorges, but we should at that point, when we get to Cushion, see the river and be configured for final approach, gear down, all the flaps extended, nice and slow, turning into Portland Harbour, following the Fall River in for the approach to runway 29. What could possibly go wrong? This is, yeah. In any other aircraft, as someone said earlier, that I'd be comfortable with, I would be good with this, but you guys like to see me sweat. We'll see what happens, hey? It can't be any worse than what happened at Paro yesterday. MPS Gaming, epic. Oh, I think KC at 5,000 might be a little bit ambitious there, actually. So I might need to deploy speed brake at some point. Refresh the speed bugs. How do we hide this? It's got to be a way. Oh, Mike, that's not good. Behind the skies, we're flying the MD-82 for Microsoft Flight Simulator today. And Lancer, we're using VATSIM, buddy. As long as we can get to 3,000 by Zerso, we should be good. Okay, I think 5,000 will be fine. In that instance. Let's go to... I don't know. Yeah, I saw the question behind the skies. As I said, we're in the MD-80. We're MD-82.
Traffic, United 595, about 50 miles west of Portland. Going to set up for the harbor visual.
Gonna go for speed.
900. We're going to float about 220 now.
We'll bring that speed down to sort of flap extension now, so we get the idle, the throttles idling. Keep the rate of descent coming.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I think we're going to be okay with the separation. Are you flying a visual or are you just going to shoot the ILS?
Small white knob below it. Oh, that one. Boop. No.
Yeah, I don't know either. I'm going to take a chance. That'll give us some separation on the
Weird.
downwind. And downwind, it just kind of curve back around. Gotcha.
Okay, it doesn't go away, which is annoying because we want to be looking out the window and it's kind of half obscured by this ruddy great big tablet. Shame we can't simulate ripping it out and throwing it to the back of the flight deck. 3,000. Oh my god, that's a really busy nav display. My goodness. What's that set to? 220 as well. Holy moly. Spoilers out. Get this bird slowed down. God, Casey is ambitious, you know. Yeah, I tried the left and the right click. That didn't work either. Oh well. We are too busy now to worry about that. Ah, yes, still standard pressure. Good shout. 1002, wasn't it? Ooh, VATSIM. Who else just got disconnected from the server? Okay, well we're good actually here. Let's see. Portland traffic, Osprey 165, MD82 inbound for the harbour visual approach runway 29 or altimeters 2959 and currently passing KC 7,000 feet. Get rid of the music. 2963 now. Oops. Two 2963. 2963. Start to bring some of these flaps and slats out. So slaps extension.
Portland traffic, United 595 is going to extend the downwind. We're going to vector ourselves out a bit to come back in for the harbor visual. Just traffic advise on final.
Where is my little... There's Zerso. No, wrong mode. So Zerso's ever so slightly off to the edge. So we're going to go heading mode now. Into IMC, so we are completely blind now. Neil, hello buddy, welcome. Yeah, the description is in the link below, folks, if you do want to get your hands on this scenery by AeroDesign. It's available now on Contrail. Where are we at? Flaps 15 at the moment, aren't we, I think? One speed 180. Cool. I mean, I've got down a bit quicker there than I needed to, but... Armour speed brake. And I reckon we'll hold 195. Nabil, welcome. Matthew saying, good luck, we're all counting on you. I hope this turns out fine. Maybe we bring the speed up a little bit. We're flying low. We're pretty much at the cloud base here. I'm desperately trying to clear those iPads. You can't even turn it off, can you? Let's turn the brightness right down. In fact, yes, that's a little bit less distracting. It's still right in the way though.
Traffic 95, 95. It's going to make the left turn direct up to Cushion, and then going to shoot this harbor visual. If we can just go ahead and cut in front of you.
Where was that? Cushion.
Yeah, I'm just watching you guys are still extending the downwind. I'm just going to cut it back around here, and we should be able to get ahead of you. I think we'll be okay.
Portland traffic, Osprey 165, speed 200 knots, 3,400 feet inbound. Currently 10 track miles to the west of Cape Elizabeth, inbound for the harbour visual runway 29, I believe number 3 to traffic in front. Calm before the storm, eh? So yeah, I've configured probably earlier than I needed to. I've just remembered as well, I did it again, didn't I? Transfer box needs to go on. What have we got? So lights, those are good as well. Pressurization set. and the signs are all set. Okay, quite bumpy here, this little bit. Bring the speed to 180. And what are we looking for now? So there's that little jut of land. Therefore, we can turn left. I'm going to go left a couple of degrees. Do we know the status of the aeroplanes in front of us?
Portland traffic. Portland traffic United 595, visual with 29. Going to be making the left turn to shoot the harbor now.
Portland traffic, Osprey 165 is passing Cape Elizabeth inbound for the visual approach runway 29, speed 180 currently. Go for 28, lap 28. Let's get the gear down as well then to satisfy the jet. Where is Cape Elizabeth? There. Last little set to turn in. .090, gears down, 3 green, GA's active and armed, spoilers are armed. Oh my goodness. Why do I do this to myself? Hey, yeah, cloud base is good though, look at that, stunning. And at Portland for the first time.
Portland traffic, Osprey 490 is on the localizer 29. 10 mile final.
10 miles, okay, cool. Okay, here we go. There's cushion. See that on the nav display?
9595, short final, 29.
$3,180. Let's go down to 160 now. What's our VREFs? 137. 142 is a safety margin for us today. Autopilot off. I said autopilot off. There we go, now it's off. There's David. Portland traffic, Osprey 165. Visual with the traffic on the ILS at 10 miles, so turning Cape Elizabeth now. Let's go flap 40, let's get her all out. Flight directors are going to have to come off as well. Need to retrim with flap 40 because we're floating a bit.
Traffic, Osprey 490, 5 mile final, 29.
Okay, wish me luck. So I can kind of see what we need to do actually here.
And Portland traffic, United 595, clear 29.
Okay, my throttles. Using that Toby eye tracker to help us as well, actually. And you know what I've not done here? Not really begun to descend too well. So let's focus on descent. Need to get our speed right here too. And actually, we've come a little bit in. Cushion there. So we've got to have cushion to the right-hand side of us, which actually is kind of between these two bodies of water. There's David. There's the airfield as well, so we're visual with that. Just going to keep our altitude up. I want to be passing cushion about 2,000 feet roughly. That would then, I suppose, match the ILS. We'll keep 160 till 4 if we can as well. Hand fly the jets. This is the first time doing anything like this in this aeroplane. You know what I do want to do? Set 290. For missed approach. So we can dump heading mode and everything straight on again. Just a little bit of retrim. Here we go. New scenery, very exciting. That's all looking good. Portland traffic, Osprey 165 is Ram Island ledge light and turning final visual approach runway 29. Portland traffic. We've got a 14 knot headwind at the moment. There's the river. Following that. I might be missing bits of the live chat. If I am, I am sorry. But I've got my work cut out for us here today. I'm going to bring it down to final approach speed now as well. I can see the Pappies actually, 2 red, 2 white there.
490's off at Echo, clear 29.
So I think climbing flight level 10 and sending right heading 150 for separation.
Rab showing a 12 knot crosswind on final. Oh. Get that nose up and get some power in as well. Take that rate of descent away. Oop, a little bit bumpy there. So in a moment, as we make this next right turn, we're going to begin to see some of the modelling for 2 of the bridges, the Veteran Bridge and that highway bridge that AeroDesign have put into the aircraft, into the airport add-on. Turning blind, there we go. Two red, 2 white. Speed's gone a bit high there, so let's bring the throttles down and the nose. We'll keep the pitch as it is actually, if that turn in. Oop, a little bit of turbulence there on that bend. There's the 2 bridges. We've gone a little bit red there, but that's fine. We are visual with the runway. And I'm fairly happy. This is as good as we're ever going to get it, I think, in this plane. There we go, that's a little bit better. We'll get back to 700 feet per minute. Bottles back with it as well. Definitely not worried. Looking to the end. Oh. Oh. You know what I find sometimes with the Toby eye tracker is it's quite difficult to get that depth perception with your face moving as well. If we were sort of here, it might have been a bit easier to flare, but... Oh.
Portland traffic, Osprey Science for downwind for runway 29. Portland traffic.
Hey, that's not too bad. 470 foot per minute there. The first ever touchdown with this aeroplane. I'll take it.
180 copy. What?
So 180, are you coming back onto the approach or are you extending south?
I'm going back to the approach, so I'm gonna speed up on 250 knots to do the separation.
What's that?
That was screaming.
Is out or 170.
And Portland traffic, Osprey 165, runway vacated. What have we got here? So, APU, max speed, logo light, that's all off. Where is the... Oh, it's here, isn't it, in this? Boss lights. We'll put the ground floodlights on, why not? And we'll get rid of the wing lights. So 470 foot per minute. I did kind of stuff the touchdown a little bit at the end there, but in comparison, 432 feet per minute was the touchdown rating in landing rate monitor, so actually not too much of a discrepancy there. Let's get all the flaps up. Check the status of the speed brake. Or taxiing. No idea what stand to choose. Parking and de-icing position spots. Here we go. So, GSX. Let Q80L do its thing. There we go. Not sure what stand to park at. Oh my god. Taxiing the whole time.
Portland ground is low, clearance on request, number 1.
He didn't even contact me, bless him. Portland ground, hello, Osprey 165. Sorry, I forgot to tune into yourself. I'm on Alpha, request taxi to gates.
Osprey 165, Portland ground, low, no problem. Taxi parking via Alpha, have a good one.
Taxi, parking gates via Alpha, Osprey 165, thanks.
FedEx 228, sorry it was blocked.
Portland ground, FedEx 228 heavy, started Greensboro.
FedEx 228, I don't see your flight plan, can you try refiling?
Yeah, we'll refile FedEx 228 heavy.
Here's our first glimpse of the new terminal. Eight.
FedEx 220 heavy, we refiled, request started Greensboro.
Yeah, we'll have a proper explore once we park up, because the aeroplane's a little bit of a handful. And
heavy, I still don't see your flight plan.
APU.
Filing from Kilo, Portland, Papa, Whiskey, Mike.
Oh, it is generating power.
Alright, this is the third time refiling, so we'll just troubleshoot FedEx 220 heavy.
5. AeroDesign. GSX have loaded their own gates in. We have custom gates matched perfectly for PWM, but GSX loaded their gates over that. Yeah, it's a frustrating thing with GSX, and it's something that is always forgotten about, actually, as well. I always forget to make sure that they're kind of removed. And sadly, you can't do that dynamically inside the sim. You have to basically take yourself off the sim entirely and restart. Oh, it's gone like superpower there.
Air 549, clearance available, advise ready to copy.
Ready to copy, K549.
Air 549.
So what we might see then, with that in mind, when we go into the terminal, folks, we might see some of the GSX jet bridge protruding into the terminal. If we do, it's something we might have to just keep an eye out for.
Departures offline, squawk 5545.
K549, clear to Burlington as filed. The Portland 6
What brakes on?
Filed. Then direct.
Yeah, unfortunately, if we're using GSX, there isn't much of a way around it because of the way it works. You have to constantly go into it every time you add a new airport and have to resync the airport scenery, third-party jetties, so it doesn't get it confused, and I always forget that.
Correction, FedEx 228 Heavy, we refiled a fourth time. Do you have it now?
FedEx 228 Heavy, negative.
Cool, let's go off and off. Anti-collision lights off. That's the packs switching across. That is quite cool. I do like that. Very good parking, apparently. She's just walking away. Fantastic. And we'll request deboarding.
The boarding requested.
Right, yeah, frustratingly, we're going to have to be a little bit creative and delete this jetway here, because that doesn't exist. That's GSX have spawned that in randomly for no reason. Of all the parking stands to choose as well, I parked the one where GSX has gone really to town on it. But we're going to get everything connected and get the passengers off. Let's go up here and explore the airport, shall we? We've got a lot flying in today.
Passengers deboarding starting.
What I will say is, well, I'll show you guys now the thing we have to kind of overlook is this awful GSX jetty that kind of goes into the airport terminal. That's something that we're going to have to kind of overlook, and certainly as we're looking at it anyway. Oh, you know what? Let's just get rid of GSX doing weird things here, look. Jesus. Right, anyway, let's go here. Let's increase the... That's super trippy, isn't it? Let's get away from that anyway. Too fast.
Ground Gear 549, ready to taxi to runway 29 with Charlie.
Air 549, thank you for Charlie. Runway 29er, taxi at Charlie Alpha, cross runway 36.
Hey, look at
Charlie
this.
Alpha crossing 36, Gear 549.
Very nice. It's nice actually to see some foliage put into the sim for once, inside some sceneries. Proper custom foliage as well. Through security, we'll navigate over the X-ray machine to the ticker tape. Oh, that's cool. Look at that. You can actually read the sign. Performance, very good on my what is effectively an old rig. No stutters, really super smooth. Very, very nice indeed. Good texture work as well, actually. We're not too bothered about interiors a lot of the time, but it is a nice aesthetic when you're flying in, looking through the glass, taxiing in, parking up, that sort of thing. Before we explore too much more, I want to kind of spot a few of these arrivals. Yeah, so I think cargo side is where we're going now, right? Airport info. Yeah, so cargo's over there. Where that massive FedEx MD-11 is. Wow.
Do you have it now?
FedEx 228 heavy. Sorry, I don't have it.
Alright, I don't know what to do.
Crikey, Matthew, that's insane.
Pretty fast being weird.
FedEx 228 heavy, are you filing through the pilot?
Negative, we're X-planes. We're filing through the network's website.
FedEx 228, roger.
Great touchdown. That's probably Fritz, actually, I think.
Alright, we'll let you know, FedEx 228.
We've got an Osprey parked over at the FBO. Yankee and Zulu aprons here. Mac jets.
Air 549, contact Portland Tower 120.9 or has been flight.
120.9, Air 549, thanks for the service.
Up a visual for Fritz. Epic. Got another one on short final as well, I think, haven't we? We've got 2 on short final. Wow. It's annoying about all this photogrammetry being in the backdrop here, because it does look really weird, doesn't it? It's one of those things you can't really zoom into. And we'll have a look at nighttime too, at the airport scenery. So once we've got a couple down and we can kind of spot a few landings, we will zip across. So there's so many flying in today, it's insane. We will fly across and have a little look at, oh Fritz, there you are, you're flying downwind now.
Ground, hello, Osprey 784 with you.
That sounds like
ground.
Don Carlito.
Osprey 784, ground below, safe parking.
Portland ground, Port Osprey 784, parking number...
Much better touchdown than what I pulled off.
Osprey 784, roger. Taxi is parking. Yeah, Alpha Pepper.
Taxi via Alpha to...
Crikey, George, that's madness. Let's make a move towards cargo then, as we're watching a few landings. We'll kind of try and pan it around. We've got a lot to see though, so I might miss a few of the touchdowns. Apologies, of course, if I do. Runway textures look really nice. Custom taxiway markings as well there, by the looks of it. Automator, yeah, no worries, buddy. Yeah, sorry about the crash of the desktop. It's never fun, is it? Let's go over to cargo, where that X-plane pilot's flying an MD-11 out of Portland. Oh, he's off. Little Beechcraft Baron. He's away, airborne. Oh, Jassery, I'm not sure to be honest. Do you get any warnings when you're trying to pre-file? If not, can you file it via X-Pilot? Hey Matthew, how did the approach look anyway, your end? Having actually, yeah, I mean, you've flown it in real life before. Did I do alright? Except for the flare and the touchdown in the Maddog, but then that was first time managing it all manually. Crikey, George, that's madness. It's a lovely surrounding. It says success, Jassery. I'm not sure then. I'm really not sure. I filed it via the website earlier for MSFS or for vPilot and MSFS, but it was absolutely fine. Didn't have any issues there. But I know that doesn't really help you.
Portland ground, Osprey 784. Looks like there's someone on stand 6. Can I take stand 7?
Osprey 784, the ramp is uncontrolled.
Ground, readability 2-5.
Osprey 784, roger. Sorry about that. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Osprey 784, the ramp is uncontrolled.
Very nice. I mean, the way they've done the terrain mapping here, look, that's really quite cool.
784.
Although there's a little black thing there, like a little fissure in the matrix, that might be something they would fix and tweak. Okay, let's see what's on cargo. KPWM maintenance facility there. Couple of little aeroplanes. That's cool. Not even sure what that is. Looks like a real aircraft though, one that they've actually kind of modelled in. Crucible it says. Very cool. And that cargo section there looks nice and busy.
All aircraft to be advised, AES information. Delta is current at Portland. Altimeter 2.
There's Jassery and that massive whopper of a FedEx MD-11. Doesn't quite fit on the cargo apron there, though, does it? My goodness. Oh, one of the Diamond's defaults. Gotcha. That'd be quite a cool one for GA flying, wouldn't it? Runway 18 with that little bit of a hill over the lake there. That's nice.
Osprey 71 Alpha Golf, Portland ground, hello, state parking.
Let's go a bit more zoom.
Osprey 71 Alpha Golf, roger, taxi to Terminal V Alpha, have go.
Terminal V Alpha, Osprey 71 Alpha Golf, thank you.
The detail there looks great, doesn't it? So we're working our way around the edges of the airport. We'll then work our way back into the terminal itself, look at the car parks, the landside areas, and then try and watch some more touchdowns as and when they come. And then night version. We've got to see the airport at night too. Those all important nighttime ops. What have we got here? Embassy suites. Another one of those weird fisher things appearing. There's a few actually. Look, there's another one over there too. Bit weird. Not seen that before. Car park looks great. Look at that. Each level has got cars parked within them. It looks fantastic. Oh, mesh edits, AeroDesigns, no worries, just a glitch. Thank you.
Ground, level 180. Do you need to contact tower to cross the runway in 1836? 1836.
Level 180, I cross you on 180.
Matthew said we stayed at a lobster themed hotel there when its own gift shop, very weird.
Level 180 negative.
The terminal looks fantastic.
So we're clear to cross the runway.
Level 180
and the glass is pretty remarkable as well, look at that. You can see straight through at the Osprey in the distance. Very cool. Is that a business class lounge down there? Could be. All the arrivals. Not sure. Let's have a look. For those of you familiar with the airport, if there's something within the terminal or the apron areas that you guys want to see, then let me know, because obviously I've never been to Portland in real life myself. Oh my goodness, they're the GSX jetties. Yeah, can't get around that, sadly. But that GSX has done some weird stuff here. So basically the designer, as they were saying earlier, have put in their own custom jetways, but because we've got GSX installed and we've forgotten to exclude them on the third-party thing by having to click all the time, every time we install a new scenery we have to click to exclude them. It's basically it hasn't done that. It's a nice sort of simple minimalist design inside. I think we need to zip it to night time as well now, don't we? So round we go, wheeling.
Portland ground, Osprey 2472 is with you at Echo.
Whoops, there we go.
Osprey
Lights on.
2472, Portland ground, safe parking.
Lights on.
I'm happy to park where
Oh,
you
this
need
looks
me.
fantastic.
Osprey 2472.
Osprey 2472, roger, taxi to
Look at those lights.
Taxi by Alpha to the gates by Osprey 2472.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Look at that. Some spectacular night textures. Some of the finest actually we've seen in a scenery. Oh, that's the car park. Oh no. Right, there we go. This looks really good, doesn't it? Nighttime spectacular. Oh, you know what it's done, don't you? Because I've removed QATL, I wonder if it's made them disappear. I don't know. It's annoying about GSX wrecking the jetways though. Apron lighting is good, certainly sufficient. Nice to see the taxiways as well illuminated with blue lights. There's a Maddog having just arrived. We got one passing underneath. Oh, epic, it's the BA 146. Fritz, I think that might be Fritz down. 737-900. AeroDesigns saying they've made a custom GSX profile. That's really good to know. Yeah, night lighting's fantastic, isn't it? Look at that. Doc, oh no, I didn't know it was coming in. Didn't know it was coming in. Otherwise, I would have zipped away and had a little look. Apron textures are really nice as well, actually. So building's good. Night emissives are very, very nice indeed. A couple of glitches and an issue, my fault, due to GSX being crap with having to exclude all the sceneries all the time. There's the control tower. And the water ferry's house. The walkways for the on-foot stands look good. Do you know what stands they are? I mean, one would assume these, right? Look at that. But again, GSX has plonked jetways in the way. Really cool. Let's zip rounds. Who else have we got on final? Nighthawk saying the orange aircraft textures on the ground are the wrong way. Are you sure? Dorman's asking AeroDesigns for GSX, the custom profile they've created for GSX. Do you need to move the INI file, or is it already in the scenery for GSX? That's a good question, actually. It's always a different answer with a lot of sceneries. You are truly bringing the variety to Microsoft Flight Simulator, Matthew says. What a motley crew. We've flown in Maddogs, A320s, 737s and MD-11s and BA-146s. Yeah, quite the variety today. Oh, that's epic, AeroDesigns. So with Contrail then, you have a configuration option inside the Contrail menu which will install it for you. Let's see if I can bring that up to actually see if we can do that now. It won't affect any changes right now though, of course, because we are in the sim already. Two more to come in. Hoping they're on that sim. Okay, so here we go. If I do screen share... Ultras, no worries, buddy. I hope this works. There we are.
Is tucked up at gate number 5.
So,
thanks very much for the ATC today.
you got the configuration tab there, and GSX profile is activated for us. So the ground services will work for us. They'll be in place, but if you wanted to deactivate it, you can click that button there, and it will deactivate the GSX profile. But you also need to make sure, which is what I didn't do today, so sorry for that, AeroDesigns, my bad, is you have to go into the GSX editor and then exclude the third-party airport scenery. Here comes one on final. There we go. So hopefully at least now you guys have seen where that configurator is. I'll be flying into here a lot more though, AeroDesigns, that's for sure. It's a really nice airport scenery, so thank you for all your hard work. Welcome to the Microsoft Flight Simulator Club as well. First product for the sim, isn't it, I think? How long did it take for you to create the scenery? And as well, if you wanted to answer this, you don't have to. In your opinion, what was the biggest hurdle in creating the scenery when working with the sim for the first time? Dorman, I'm the same. I forget to do that every time I add a scenery. But then Ian's just said as well, though, he bought the scenery before the stream and his GSX seems to be working fine. Here's MPS, flying our wonderful Osprey Holidays livery. Little floaty McGee there. So AeroDesigns, so wow, a two-man team. Or two-person team. First airport for MSFS. Congratulations for your release as well. Exclusive on Contrail, folks. The link's in the description below if you do want to purchase it. Saying that it took the AeroDesigns team, the two of them, 9 months to create. That's mainly because of the learning curve for developing Microsoft Flight Simulator. The last two airports they've created were for X-planes. It was very different. 9 months, not part-time besides full-time jobs. Not too bad though, of course. I wish I knew how to create sceneries. It's exciting. You've opened yourselves up to MSFS. That's great. Hopefully, you guys will get some fantastic success as well going forwards. It's by quite a margin the most popular simulator by usage numbers. And we're always looking for sceneries that are really nice in parts of the world that kind of get neglected otherwise. You know, most people fly to big cities, Washington, New York, LA, Vegas, Heathrow, that sort of thing. So having all of this extra scenery for smaller airports, this one being in Maine, north of Boston,
Portland ground,
and various other ones as well, really nice. My next question then to AeroDesigns is, have you got plans for your next airport scenery? And if so,
Foxtrot.
Might we know what it is?
Osprey 598, Portland ground, hello, safe parking.
Agu, welcome. Saying for AeroDesigns, looking forward to hopefully seeing more from you guys. Is the next pilot online? I'm not sure.
Portland ground, I hear you a little low, so can you repeat, please?
Osprey 911. Oh, they are online. 10 mile final. ILS, and they've just appeared.
Yes, I can.
Osprey 598, roger. Safe parking.
Taxi to C parking, yes.
Osprey 598, roger. Taxi to the terminal via Alpha. Have a good one.
Cool. Last one.
Do you have it now?
FedEx 228 heavy and negative.
Jasper's having an absolute mare with X-Plane's flight profiling system today. My goodness. Brian saying, I hope you stick with it, AeroDesigns. We need great developers like you.
FedEx 220 heavy, and I've done everything I can think of to try and fix it. I'm going to try one
Very
more
nice
thing.
work, AeroDesigns from Rab
Maybe this will work.
Aviation. Lenny, hello, welcome on board. Thanks for joining us this afternoon. Hope you guys have enjoyed seeing the Maddog today as well. Not flown it for a long time. I do struggle with the aeroplane. There's so much to learn and manage, but well, yeah, we took the
Osprey 598 heavy.
We took the gloves off. We rolled the dice with that harbour visual approach for runway 29 as well. We gave that a good shot. So.
Osprey 598.
FedEx 228 heavy, that seems to have done it. I have your flight plan.
Matthew saying that's something for us guys, European based and UK based, to get used to. In the US, ATC will tell you to say parking, and they're asking you where you're parking at. As in the US, ATC does not assign the parking. Yeah, it's one of those regional differences.
FedEx 228 heavy, clearance on request number 1.
Clearance on request number 1, FedEx 228 heavy.
Sounds like Jasper's got it sorted. In his big old Maddog. There he is. Or his big off MD-11. Oof, mega. Huge size aeroplane that. Timothy, no worries buddy, thank you very much. Saying great stream again, thoroughly enjoyed it, and another great piece of scenery. You guys had me sweating today flying the Maddog, that's for sure, with the harbour visual, but it was good fun actually. Trying to make use of the Tobii eye tracker whilst flying final approach too, making it a little bit more difficult for me. Certainly a little bit more, you know, it's quite an alien feeling still actually, that the eye tracker on short finals with airliners.
Clear to Greensboro via the Noble 4 departure, Nelly transition and a file, climb into 3000, expect flight level 360, 10 minutes after departure, departures offline, squawk 3471, Osprey, correction, FedEx 228 heavy.
FedEx 228 heavy.
Absolutely is a beast, yes.
We'll call for taxi, FedEx 228 heavy, thank you.
We've got one more to land, one more touchdown to watch. And we'll have another skirt round to make sure we haven't missed anything in the scenery, although I'm sure AeroDesigns would have told me if there's something that I've missed they want us to see.
Gate 9, thank you for your service, have a nice day.
Osprey 598, thank you for flying.
That's super slow 10 mile final this. It is an Osprey takeover in Portland. I think we've filled the stands, haven't we? Let's have a little quick spin around to have a look at the apron before we look at the approach. Wow, look at that. We've almost filled the stands. There's a couple spare and free. I think next week now we're going to have to return to Portland, aren't we, with the GSX thing fixed so that we can appreciate and see it in all its glory. Timothy said he got to grips with the Felis Tupolev 154 before he ditched X-Plane for Microsoft Flight Simulator, and that was a beast too, so well modelled. I'd imagine, give it a couple of years, we might end up seeing those aircraft in MSFS as well. MPS Gaming saying, oh my good grief, it was gusty winds, minus 516 foot per minute, pretty hard landing. Here we go, last pilot in one of our biggest fly-alongs to date, actually, or at least in recent history, for ad hoc flying. These are never group flights, folks, but you're always welcome if you're confident and comfortable on VATSIM and you're happy being heard on stream and things as well, and you know your aeroplane, you can fly it, handle it well, you're always welcome to join us. That looked quite nice. What we got around here? Looks like they've done some of the road bits around here as well. That's quite nice to see. Look, goes off into the distance. Bit of photogrammetry as well, which always looks a bit messy in MSFS, but we can't really help that. The airport looks great, doesn't it? Even from a little bit higher up, sort of helicopter height, hovering height. The grass textures, that mowed lawn look really nice. The runway textures are good. The apron textures are very, very nice as well. We've got blue lines over there, as well as some smaller parking remote stands. And yes, unfortunately GSX has ruined our jetways at the airport, but they have created their own bespoke jetways for the sim and a GSX profile, which is very nice. But there we go. We've flown the Maddog, the MD-82 from Leonardo Softhouse out of Memphis, AMSIM and BM World's Memphis airport scenery for Microsoft Flight Simulator, to the brand new AeroDesigns Portland Jetport airport for Microsoft Flight Simulator, which is now available exclusively via Contrail. It's a really, really nice bit of scenery. Be sure, unlike somebody, me, to exclude those third-party jetways from GSX when you install new scenery. It's something I keep forgetting, which is why the jetways look a bit mashed up. So we shall revisit the airport next week to give it its fair look and views as well. We've got to see those new custom jetways as well, surely. If you do want to purchase the scenery, it's very nice. You can head to the description down below. There is a link that will take you straight to the Contrail product page where you can pick up a copy for yourself. Thank you very much to our ATC today, and those of you who flew along, I hope you've enjoyed it. Those of you tuning in around the world as well, I hope you've enjoyed today's live stream too.
Parking is up to you.
Keep an eye on the channel over the next few days. I'm hoping I can sort out the preview video for the Beechcraft Baron from Black Square, coming next Thursday, or this Thursday coming I should say. And then we'll chat, for those of you in our club lounge, about next week's streaming schedule as well. We'll get some streams set and some routes planned for that as well. AeroDesigns, thank you very much for tuning in today and joining us for our live stream as well. Great effort. And welcome to all of our new subscribers, and a big thanks to everybody who has hit the like button as well. Alpha Bravo, earlier on in the stream, thank you, donating a little tip, really appreciate that. And I will see you guys at some point next week for some more live streams. So in the meantime, as always, thank you very much for watching. Head over to Contrail, pick yourself a copy up of this, and I'll see you next week. Take care. Thanks for flying.